What is happening, YouTube? Blaire McKeithen here, representing Formula Golf out here at my home track, Steel Canyon Golf Club, and I'm here to do a special video today. It is a what's in the bag. Many of you have been asking about what I have in my bag currently, and I haven't been putting up a video, even though I've had new stuff for probably the last month or so. So here it is. Gonna give it a start with my wedges. So let's get this thing started with the 60 degree. This is a new addition from the last time I had a what's in the bag. It is the high toe, 60 degrees. I have a spinner shaft in here, which is what I had in my last wedge. It's a shaft from the early 2000s that I feel like really suits me well. What I like about this high toe the most is that the high toe. So I have a tendency of kind of glancing the ball when on my short game, and when I miss hit it, it's always off the toe. And as you can see here, the grooves go all the way up to the top of the toe, so the glances get a little bit more spin on them. I'm working to avoid the glance, so it's not a problem I'm necessarily having much anymore. But at the time when I got this, it was a big problem of mine. So I saw instant improvement. A lot of guys on the tour have this wedge. You know, Roy McIlroy, John Rahm, Justin Rose. It's really popular. A lot more than TaylorMade thought it would be, and I'm very happy to have it on my bag. Another thing I really like about it is that the wear of this wedge is very individualistic in a way, so each one's kind of distinctly your wedge, your wear marks, which is really cool. So to my sand wedge, I'm showing you guys all my wedges because I have different wedges, each one. So I have a Tour Preferred ATV grind, 56 degree. It has a really cool grind on it. I kind of got it from TaylorMade. They were going to throw it away, and I figured out, oh, well, why don't I have it? And I started chipping with it. As you can see, the bounce is really interesting. It's virtually impossible to chunk this thing, so I find it really good on longer bunker shots, and I really like the consistency going through the turf on my wedge shots for that distance. 56. So here I have my 52 degree, my gap wedge. It is the milled grind, gunmetal. I've had this for a while. It's probably getting to the point where I need another one, but the grooves are still good. I really do like how this thing sets. It feels really nice when you make good contact with it, especially. Obviously, it's a good wedge. A lot of tour pros play it as well. I have the KBS High Rev 2.0 125S shafts on here. My little coach was telling me that these are really good wedge shafts, and I do agree with it. Though on my sand wedge, I have a spinner on that shaft as well because I chip more with those two clubs. Now, on to my short irons. I have a combo set here. I got the TaylorMade 730s, the pitching wedge and 9-iron. I very much like these. Probably my two favorite clubs in my bag, especially my 9-iron. I do wish I got it to an 8-iron, but I might do that in the future. But until then, here's the shafts I got on it. So a very clean looking iron, nice small head. I have the KBS Tour 130Xs, but I have them in a way called soft step, where this is like, I believe it's an 8-iron shaft in my 9-iron head, and it's cut down, so it's a little bit softer. So it's more like a 125S plus. And then I have the 750s, the 8-iron, 7-iron, and 6-iron. 750s are really good. I do wish I had the Blade 8-iron. That's about it. But these ones I use because I like the idea that they just get a little bit easier to hit as I progressively go throughout my bag. But I can still work it because, you know, with your 7, 8-iron, and 6-iron, you're still working the ball. And, you know, you don't want it to be too forgiving in a way, because it takes away some of the workability. So my 5 and my 4-iron are the 770s. These ones are super easy to hit. The sole difference is just a little bit more wide on the bottom, so it kind of bounces off the turf more. Really easy to loft up high. Very happy with my combo set to have these long irons because it just makes it a lot easier. You know, Blade long irons always look really good, but they're extra hard to hit. And as for my grips, I have in all my clubs, I have the Golf Pride Align grips. One extra wrap on the right hand, so it's just a little bit, you know, it's consistent through the shaft up to my left hand. And then I have the TaylorMade UDI. This thing is very sweet. A lot of tour guys still have it on there. Tiger Woods plays this club. You know, the new 790s, the new UDI 790s are really good, especially the black ones, and obviously the gappers are really good as well. But you know, you kind of get stuck on a feel. This thing just has a little bit different of a feel than I think for the other one, so I'm sticking with this one. And I got a new wood since the last time we saw each other. And here's my new wood / old wood. It is the M2 High Launch 16.5 degrees. I hit this thing just as far as my other 3 wood, but it's much easier to loft up. It's a little bit shorter of a shaft, a lot more consistent. I have my aligned grip on here, and I actually just only have a stock shaft in here. I got it from Golf Mart just to give it a try, and I really like it, and I don't really find a reason to change. If you can find a wood that you enjoy and you find it's easy to hit, don't mess around with it. Woods are the hardest thing in particular I find to get dialed in on, and that other wood, it was time for it to go. And still the same driver, the M2. I have a Autola Rogue Silver 70S shaft in here. I actually wouldn't be mad at a lighter shaft. I think it might just be a little bit too heavy now. But the way I load the club when I swing, I don't have much pull down to where it really bends and you know, and has a lot of torque. So my plane stays really consistently, and I don't need an extra stiff shaft to keep it on plane. So reality speaking, I could always play just a regular S shaft. You know, I have a lot of numbers on the TrackMan that show that that's the way for me to go. I'm never going to be a guy who hits a 70X shaft. I don't load it. I don't swing it that way, even though I do swing faster than average, I would say. And I got a new putter. You might have seen on the last couple videos I had a center shafted Scotty Cameron putter. Now I do not. I have the Futura 5. The reason why I switched to this putter is because I really dislike putting with a claw grip. It just seemed like the only thing that worked. And with that center shafted Scotty Cameron I had before, it was really easy to cut it with a claw grip. It felt like more of a lever. But those feelings ended up leaving. And so me and Adam Porzak, my coach, we've been working on putting a lot with my setup to kind of promote a normal traditional grip, a traditional way to hold the golf club. Now I have this big fat cat on here, and I was really surprised to like it as much as I do, and I'll show you why. So you know, you hear people always say, get the club in the fat of your hands, which is just the lifeline of your hands, you should say, which is the center part right here. When I have a smaller grip, it seems to get lost in there, and it never feels really comfortable. But as soon as I put this grip in my hands, it kind of just, it goes right in the center of my palm, and when I put my right hand on it, it's almost like two opposing like factors kind of just working against each other and also with each other. And it's really helped me out a lot. I'm super excited about this putter. I've only had it for about a week, and I've only actually played 2 rounds with it. I've been putting really well, and I'll do a future putting video to show what I've been working on and how everything's going with that. So that's in the golf clubs in my bag. Obviously, you got to have your alignment stick. You know, it's really important to make sure you're always dialed in, you're always aiming correctly, ball position and all that good jazz. So never practice without having something being aligned. And I got a rangefinder here. I traded in a bunch of golf balls to a friend of mine for it. It's a Bushnell. My friend, he actually worked at Bushnell, so I got a kind of a good deal on it, because these little bastards are very expensive, and I can't afford them, but it worked out. So this is a very precious commodity for me. I want to make sure I don't lose it. And in my bag, I have a bunch of chipping balls in here. Let's see, you know, my old TaylorMade TP5s that I, you know, played for a round or two. They get thrown in here, and I use these as my chipping bag. My gloves are always TaylorMade TP, though this one's black. Doesn't go with the outfit I'm wearing today, but I do like the black. Some sunscreen on certain days when it's really hot. I know I should put it on all the time, but I've never been sunburned before, courtesy of my jeans. And what else do I got in here? That's basically it. Other than my training aids that I keep in my car, you know, I got my tool just in case I ever need to use that, which I don't. And that's basically it. That's what's in my bag. And for the foreseeable future, nothing's really going to change. Maybe a new 8-iron in the 730s will be coming soon, and that's about it. So, oh yeah, and my last thing here, as you guys have noticed, I wear sunglasses now. And I don't do it because I think it looks cool, because quite the contrary, I think I look stupid in these glasses, but they work really well. They keep the sun out of my eyes. I have bad eyesight and the glare kills me. And what was really important is I can't wear the cool glasses because they have the plastic on the bottom, whereas these do not. So like when I'm looking down, I don't see necessarily under them, or I don't see the plastic bottom of them, so it's not so much of a distraction. So that's why I wear glasses. I will upgrade to cooler ones, maybe some Oakleys in the near future, but when I got these, I was balling on a budget, like always. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. Be sure to click on the link below and subscribe. Leave a comment, ask me any questions that you like, and I'll be sure to get back to you as soon as I can. Always remember, everybody, keep on grinding.